Hello everybody and welcome to another Friday Facts number 378, Ghost Reacts, Trains on Another Level. Well, I did read ahead a little bit here. I haven't read everything, but this is huge. Alright, I am telling you, this is probably the biggest thing to hit Factorio since the 2.0 expansion was released. And if you're reading the title, Trains on Another Level, okay, keep that in mind. So here we go. From V. The code refactor of Rails presented last week is great, but the motivation for such task wasn't quite just some shape changes for Rails. As explained last week, we can now define any kind of rail shape, and we had some very specific shapes in mind all along. Over or under? Well, actually, it's going to be over. I don't think there's any under. Yes, we're going to have rails going over rails. We're going to be able to do proper 4-lane intersections, so, we don't have all these bottlenecks and things. Oh my god, this is crazy. This is amazing. And I don't know, I guess we'll have to see how this is going to work, because I'm really interested in how they're getting this to work in a 2D, face-down game, So here we go. We want multi-level crossings for trains, but how? Bridges or tunnels? Well, tunnels have been tried, and they're using the surface concept, which is what space exploration is using. And I think there's a dev who was playing around with it, may have had something working, I don't know. But I've never seen anybody using that mod, so I'm assuming it didn't go anywhere. So here, at first, it would seem like going underground is the safer bet, but we already have experiences with belts and pipes doing that. Simple. We draw the entrance and the exit. The middle is magically connected, and that's it. Now, the reason they can't, I think the reasoning behind trains not being able to do the same thing as underground belts is that you have to export the train, the fuel, the products, because there's a lot of information in a train. It's not just exporting product and time, where a train has more stuff on it. So here is the bullet points. The second layer of rails should also be able to use curves and rail signals, otherwise it would be quite limited. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, because you're going down a second layer, and you got to be able to curve, and yeah, complications. Sometimes you already want to interact with items inside of underground belts. With trains, this will be a lot worse, as they can run out of fuel. Oh, yeah. Stop at signals, etc. See, there you go. There's another bunch of problems, even more. Building curves, signals, or interacting with trains inside of a tunnel probably means we need to be able to walk inside. If we can walk in a tunnel, biters and robots should be able to as well. Oh, my gosh. See how it's just getting worse and worse here, more complex. If tunnels can have curves, how would you tell which tunnel entrance connects to which exit when looking from the outside? Tunnels over water don't quite feel right. Yeah, underwater. Let's see, over water. Tunnels over water. I wonder why they, yeah, quote unquote over. Okay. Drawing tunnels would be surprisingly difficult, as we would need to do some expensive masking that Factorio isn't currently capable of, and more. Yep. Okay. The idea of an elevated rail system to have seems to have much more potential, although drawing in an upper layer certainly won't be easy either. Also, you just want to boldly see all of your trains in their full glory instead of hiding them somewhere in a cellar. Oh yeah, right. One of the things I got to mention is that their English isn't, I don't think their language is, English isn't their first language, or their primary. So I'm trying to read what they have here, and they do a lot of comma splicing, so their grammar isn't perfect. I'm not saying I'm perfect at grammar either, but the Friday Facts are very difficult to follow because of their grammar. So I'm doing my best here. Okay, such an idea would consist of rail ramp. Let's scroll down so you can see this here. The transition between the lower and upper layer, elevated rail, tracks buildable above most things. Okay, here's the elevated rail. Here's the ramp, and there's a rail support. Elevated rails would need supports at some intervals. Oh, that is so cool. That is very cool. All right, so you can see the rail here now, new rail. And this is like a, you know, just a placeholder, but I'm sure it works. It's just that it doesn't have the graphical stuff there. Elevated rail system pieces. These were the gray box graphics to test the gameplay, okay, of the new rail shapes and the ramps before the final graphics were created. Okay, cool. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Elevated rails. I know you probably already scrolled down to see the ramp instead of reading this, but we just felt weird not to put a paragraph here. It's so funny how they did that. Oh, look at that. This is amazing. I wonder if we can walk up these rails, you know, the character. That'd be cool. I wonder if they have an image here. Okay, now I gotta scroll down so you can see the images here. So, you know, I know some people have complained that I'm way up here. Well, I need to, you know, see the image as well. When we thought about the visual design with Albert and Arundel, space exploration, we wanted the ramp to be heavy and industrial, but at the same time not quite perfectly stable and rigid. After multiple iterations, we have arrived to this combination of a solid concrete base combined with an upper metal structure. I'm gonna say V is maybe a better writer here. The concrete base helps clearly show where the ramp touches the ground, while in contrast, the metal part has a lot of holes, so you can see entities placed behind the ramp most of the time. The metal is painted red, as mostly the only other red entities in Factorio are related to trains. Yeah, see, that's that wording. It helps the elevator rails belong to the train family and stand out in the factory, as they should with their height. Yeah, see, this stuff is what I'm talking about. Comma splices, unnecessary dashes and stuff. You know, it's very difficult to like follow. Okay, because they're breaking it out of the sentence, and it doesn't need it. The flow completely is shot. Okay, so we're looking at straight rail north and south. This is a curve up, or a up, elevation up and elevation down. Cool. All right, oh, look at this. The rail ramp, oh, this is it here. Okay, the rail ramp is the new longest entity in the game at 16 tiles long and 4 tiles wide. Oh boy, 4 tiles. So you'll need to consider where and when to place it. It can only rotate in 4 directions. Oh dear. So you can't, have a pivot. So it's north, south, east, west. Now these pivot from what I saw here. Okay, so let's go here. The rail support follows the style of the ramp, but with the difference that it can be rotated in 8 directions. Okay, they didn't need, so it's the difference that it can be rotated in 8 directions. Okay, here you go. So they're showing it with belt around here, I guess. So this is how you can get your, you know, you do a ramp and then you can put one of these out there, and you know, and then curve out and stuff and do like clover leaves and stuff. Cool. It has a roughly 4x4 collision box with the rotated ones all having the same shape. Okay. So you see you have a square here, and then the hitbox, they're showing the hitbox on it by putting the belt, and they also have the outline here. So okay, makes sense. Cool. This is awesome. Look at this. Look at this thing. So you have a 2-lane. Oh, it's a 3-way. It's a 1-way. I guess, you know, kind of coming back and forth, but it connects here. Oh, look, the signals are on top. Oh, look. So I guess they have hitboxes here to put signaling. Wow, that must have been fun to program in. Okay, the elevator rails can be built. Elevator rails can be built between ramps, held by rail supports along the way. The elevator rail can be constructed above anything except tall entities. Ooh, silo, rocket silo, roboport, big electric pole, etc. Okay, so there's an etc. there. So what else would they be? I wonder. There's not assembly machines. I looked ahead on the graphics here. They're little screenshots, and they go over factories. They have exactly the same rail shapes as the new ground rails do, and singles can be attached to the elevated rails, as we saw. There are fences which help visually distinguish the elevated rail from the ground rail. You can also see how they disappear on track crossings. Oh, yeah. Look, right here. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, it would. It'd be kind of weird to have that there. Look at this. Oh my God, look at this. Oh my God. So you want to talk? Okay. Oh my God. Let's see here. Okay. So here we have. Normally this would be here, maybe. Or no. Well, this is just a bypass. Yeah, you can completely bypass this. Instead of going through here, now you can go over. Oh my God. Cool. There's a signal right here in the center. Oh, wow. Look at this crazy stuff, man. In practice, replacing a colliding connection inside of a T-junction with a ramp going around it can already help a lot. Yeah, this right here. Yeah, so the throughput. I do believe, yeah. So, oh, this is nuts. Look at this crazy stuff here. And notice how they have, in the water, they have these rail pillars. In the water. So how is that going to work? I guess if you can walk on the rail, like you place this in the water, and you can go across bodies of water, or maybe yeah, because you'd have to be able, unless you have a mod like, quality of life reset with the long reach or whatever, you got to be able to place this stuff. Look at this nuts, crazy stuff here. Oh, wow. That's incredible. All right. With the ramp being long, and since we have only 2 layers, building a fully multi-level junction can get rather large, but the throughput potential is massive. It's worth noting that it's not just the level separations that help. It's also the fact that we don't need chain signals, so we can shorten the distance between normal rail signals a lot, as we don't need to guarantee there's enough space for a train behind the junction. Okay, so there's some signaling benefits there. Oh, wow. Look at this crazy stuff, man. Yikes. So they got some crazy... they got some unloaders here. It looks like copper plate or something. Weird. Okay. So, yeah, they have... looks like they've got a way... Oh! In? Out! Yikes. Oh! Very cool. In and out. Yeah, that's what it looks like it's doing. They're coming in from, the bottom, and then they're exiting out through the top here. So you don't have to worry about crossovers here. Yeah. Oh my God. That's insane. Specifically in arrays of train stops, having the exit and entrance on different levels is a game changer. Yeah. That's what I was just saying. Okay, cool. So that's why I have to scroll down to read the caption so, I could tell what they're talking about. All right, so what do they got here? Oh, here, they got this little zippy thing. So, that's, okay. Yeah, it looks like you have to have it on water, but these do not have to be on a surface. So, there's a minimum bite you have to have on this part right here for a ramp. Okay, can I click? Yeah. There's a very special patch that draws under terrain, which is visible only in places where the ramps or supports touch water. Oh, okay. So they got the shadow on the water, but not... Oh, okay. Here's the shadow here. And then on the water, it's... Wow, it's here and... Oh. There's a shadow and a shadow. Is that in the water, I wonder? I guess that's in the water. Here and here. And then that's the sunlight shadow there. But that's yeah, this is a shadow here. So I guess they're just showing visuals. Oh, look at this crazy stuff. They threw some accumulators here for no reason. This is nuts. I mean, I wouldn't build rail like this, but it looks fun. I mean, to do something crazy like this is fun. All right, in case you decide to route your rails through a lake, because why not, islands can become opportunities for multi-level crossings. There you go. Very cool. I could see a lot of playthroughs with, you know, massive lakes and small bodies of water. I don't know if there would be, you know, like some minimal landfilling, you know, because you probably would need to landfill a little bit. And look at this right here. 2 rail and 1, you know, riser there. Okay, building something elevated can be done with the rail planner. Either you can press a keyboard shortcut to switch the destination layer, or you can start the rail planner on a ramp, rail or support or elevator rail. Okay, so that's cool. All right. And what do we got here? Okay, but one day Kovarik said, oh boy, why doesn't the rail planner just snap to the rail you're pointing at? And since that day, it does. Rail planner just connects to any rail you pick, including between ground and elevated. Oh, that's how they're getting all this curvy, crazy rail, because you just connect it now. So you click and click. Oh, I like it. So if you have a piece of rail here and a piece of rail here, you click on the rail and then drag it and click. Then you make, oh, that's so nice. That makes laying rail so much easier now by hand, you know. So let's see here. To any you pick, including between ground and elevated levels. This also massively helps mitigate issues related to the rail planner having more directions. Okay. And let's see. Yeah, see, they're going over belts and assembly machines here. Substations might be included in that thing that you can't cover or can't go over. So they got modules. Oh, look, they got the quality modules here and all that good stuff there. Laser. Look at all these laser turrets. What the heck do you need all these laser turrets for? Ooh, I wonder. Here's some more crazy rail. The rail planner can often find connections you wouldn't even expect to be possible, which can be mesmerizing to play with. So I guess this is the caption for here. Yeah, that's nuts. I like it. I like it. Oh, okay, they got alt mode off. Look at this blue belt. What the heck are they doing? They always do some crazy spaghetti in their little examples. Oh, maybe this is a caption for this. As a result, this can happen a lot quicker than you'd think. Yeah, yeah. Because it's going to avoid, even though, like, if you click on this rail here and you drag over here, or you click on a rail here, like it's straight, and you want to click over here or here, you know, so it's going to go all over the place, but it's going to connect. Conclusion. It's a short one, so that's a good thing. Allowing trains to cross paths on different levels has been one of the most requested features for a very long time. We had always felt it makes perfect sense, but trains in Factorio would rarely ever get into serious enough throughput issues to justify adding elevated rails. But Mega Basers kind of broke that. But for normal play, because you have to look at normal play, people aren't going to be building 10,000 science packs a minute bases, right? But here's the rub. The expansion changed this landscape quite a bit, though. If we expect players to generally build larger factories... Oh, if we expect players... Yeah, okay, I think I got that right. If we expect players to generally build larger factories than in the base game, train throughput could become an issue. And since you're expected to travel away from the home planet, having a train system that doesn't deadlock would be more important than ever before. Right. Hopefully I'm not too high up here. It's not hard to guess that implementing this would require a lot of time, and working on the expansion behind closed doors allowed us some breathing room where we could make bigger experiments. Right, so they kept this quiet. Come on. They kept it quiet, and that's good. I'm glad they did, you know, work, and don't be, pressured to have to say something about it, and then, you get caught, in a bind. So between Boss Kid, Boss Kid, I think he's a modder. Is that right? Between Boss Kid with the mechanics, or is he a dev? And Pastilla with the drawing code, just the programming took a few months. On the graphics side, we could reuse a lot of initial Blender setups from the rework of ground rails, but that didn't get us very far. The ramps were simply large objects, while the rail supports are a hive of optical hacks as they need to fill their collision boxes. Both the ramps and supports were reworked multiple times to finally get the result that would look and function well. Okay. So yeah, like it's the graphics that were the problem. The coding wasn't that big of a deal, you know, at that point, especially because of the elevated rail fences. The required sprite count grew very rapidly. This made me use all the tricks in our Blender book and even add completely new Blender Python tools that mostly help with organizing and rendering large amounts of outputs. I got the final iteration to about 90% completion, but then it just became too much. Oh my gosh, I feel bad for these guys. They're doing great work though. Jersey already had experience with rail graphics, so I had asked him to help me by finishing the last details and texturing. And then he handled all of the signals and remnants again. It's hard to overestimate, it's hard to overstate how much bravery and mental fortitude was required to just jump into the blend file of the elevator rails. And I'd like to thank him for that again. You can probably see from the above images that he did excellently. There you go, smiley face. Between Arundel on concept art, me on most of the 3D processes, Jersey on finishing, and together with Albert on reevaluating multiple major iterations, the graphics took about 9 months to make. Perhaps we could have taken some simplified route trying to make tunnels work, but we believe the elevator rail offers a better gameplay beyond comparison. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, tunnels would be cool, you know, but I think seeing your trains moving around above them, you know, on ground and above ground, I think that adds a lot. Yeah, I don't think we need tunnels at this point. We've got plenty to work with here. Yet again, we can confidently say that properly focusing on some features in the expansion rather than trying to shove more things into 1.0 was a very good decision. All the elevated rails will be only available with the expansion executable. Okay. Their technology can be researched using production science packs without the need to go to space or any other planets or any planets. Elevated rails will be one of the standalone official mods. Oh, elevated rails will be one of the standalone official mods next to quality and space age. So you can play a vanilla-like game with just the elevated rails, for example, or other mods can just depend on elevated rails. Okay, so you can turn it on or off. It's just like the quality. And remember, quality you can turn off. You can turn off the rail, the elevator rails, and you can turn off the space age part. So you can play vanilla, but you're not going to get certain things. Or if you wait a minute. So wait, you can play vanilla game with just the elevated rails. Oh, so you have to play 2.0, but you can turn off space age and the quality. Well, that'd be kind of interesting. I'd be interested to see how they're gonna play that out. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed the Friday Facts. This is amazing. I'm trying to find a screenshot for the thumbnail. I think maybe that one would be good there. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed. I'm so excited about this. Yeah, this is the screenshot right here, folks. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Peace out.